Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all are well and sound. You're watching my YouTube channel BCP Synergy. This is part number 2 for lecture number 2. In the last lecture we have studied about derived physical quantities in detail, and the last subtopic which we have discussed was that how we can determine the base quantities and base units for any derived physical quantity. If you are given with a derived physical quantity and you are supposed to express or determine its base physical quantities and base units, then the only way to find its base quantities and base units is to be familiar with that derived physical quantities formula. This is not a lecture video, it's just a practice video in which we are going to determine the base quantities and units of different derived physical quantities. Number 1 is power. Now, if I want to determine its base quantities and then its base units, I should be familiar with the formula of power, which is work done divided onto time taken. Here, work is a derived quantity while time is base quantity. Because we are finding the base quantities of power, then all the quantities in the formula of power should be base quantities. While here, you can see that work is a derived quantity, which means that we have to break it down until and unless all the quantities in formula of power are base quantities. The formula of power can also be mentioned as P is equal to W divided onto T. P is symbol of power, W is the symbol of work, and T is the symbol of time. So we are simplifying work over here as it is a derived physical quantity. Then work is equal to force into displacement. We can say that power is equal to force into displacement whole divided onto time. Here you can see that both displacement and time are the base quantities, while force is still a derived quantity, which means that we have to simplify the formula of force. Power is equal to mass into acceleration into displacement whole divided onto time. Now mass, displacement and time are base quantities, but acceleration is still a derived quantity. What is the formula of acceleration? It is time rate of change of velocity, or you can say that velocity divided onto time. Instead of acceleration, we will substitute its formula, that is velocity divided onto time. Then power is equal to mass into velocity into displacement divided onto time whole divided onto time. Now mass, time and displacement are again the base quantities, but still velocity is a derived quantity. Then velocity's formula is displacement divided onto time. Then finally the formula of power will become mass into displacement divided onto time square into displacement whole divided onto time. The base quantities of power are mass, displacement and time. Displacement is a type of length. The next thing we have to do is to determine the base units of power, which are kilogram instead of mass, meter instead of displacement, divided onto second square instead of time square, then again meter instead of displacement, whole divided onto second instead of time. Here we will multiply both masses. The base will remain same while their powers will be added. As a result, power's value will be kilogram into meter square divided onto second square whole divided onto second. Or power's value will be kilogram into meter square divided onto second square into 1 by second. That is the inverse of second. We can also write it like this. And finally, the units of power are kilogram meter square per second cube. It is clear now that we have determined the base quantities of this derived quantity and also its base units. The next quantity is charge. What is the formula of charge? As current is equal to rate of flow of charges through a cross-sectional area. Here we can derive the formula of charge through this formula of current. Time will be multiplied with current on the other side of the equation, and the formula for charge will become Q is equal to current into time. Q is the symbol of charge. What is the symbol of current? It is I, and for time it is T. Here you can see that current and time both are the base quantities. So we do not have to break them down into their base quantities as they are base quantities themselves. Now we should know that what are the base units of both of these quantities, that are current and time. The base unit of time is second. We have been using it since the last video. The base unit of current, it is ampere, right? Now substituting these units instead of their base quantities, we will get ampere into second. Ampere into second is equal to coulomb. So the unit of charge is coulomb. So coulomb is equal to ampere second. The next quantity is specific heat capacity. Heat energy is equal to mass into specific heat capacity into temperature. Now we can derive the formula of specific heat capacity through this formula of heat energy. We will divide mass and temperature on the other side of the equation by heat. The resulting formula will be specific heat capacity is equal to heat energy whole divided onto mass into delta theta. Delta theta is basically the symbol of temperature, while Q is the symbol of heat energy. Because heat is a sort of energy, we can say that Q is equal to E. Here mass is a base quantity, temperature is a base quantity, while heat energy is a derived quantity, which we have to break down. Then we can say that specific heat capacity is equal to E divided onto m delta theta. E is energy, because heat is a sort of energy, we can say that Q is equal to E. M is mass and delta theta is temperature. Now instead of E we can substitute F into D, because work or energy is equal to force into displacement. Force is a derived quantity which we have to break down. Then mass into acceleration into displacement whole divided into mass delta theta. Now acceleration is a derived quantity over here and rest of all are the base quantity. Then instead of acceleration we will substitute velocity divided onto time, which is the formula of acceleration. Now mass, time, displacement and temperature are the base quantities, while velocity is still a derived quantity. What is the formula of velocity? It is displacement divided onto time. Now all of these quantities are the base quantities. Now what are the base units of specific heat capacity? Of mass it is kilogram, of displacement it is meter, and time it is second. So we will put the base units at these base quantities place, and finally we can say that length is base quantity, mass is a base quantity, temperature is a base quantity, and time is also a base quantities, and these are all the base quantities of specific heat capacity. While on simplifying the base units of specific heat capacity will be equal to meter square divided onto second square into Kelvin, or meter square per second square per Kelvin. These are the base units of specific heat capacity. We have determined the base quantities of specific heat capacity and also the base units of specific heat capacity. Now this is the summary of what we have done. You can see that there are three derived quantities left, which are pressure, frequency and Young modulus. You have to try to sort out their base quantities and base units by your own self. I hope this lecture is understood. Thank you.